Hello my friends, Dom here, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can find all the chords of any track without ever leaving your DAW, without ever leaving Cubase. And as expected with everything in Cubase, it's pretty much one click away. Let's get started. This is another one of these amazing features that I realize that many Cubase users don't know about. And this is a relatively new feature, so if you haven't done your homework, there might be a chance that you don't know about this. I'm talking, of course, about the audio to chords function in Cubase. Let me show you how this works and how you can find out the chords out of any song with one click. I'm going to play my single Vintage Lullabies, and then we're going to extract the chords so that we can see what chords this song contains.
Can you hear? Is the sound in your head?
Okay, so let's say I want to extract the chords out of this track. How can we do this? I'm going to show you two ways that you can do this. The first way is you select the audio file, you just click on it, and then you go Project, Chord Track, Create Chord Events. And now I think it's really remarkable to see how fast Cubase does this. Let's do this. I'm not gonna cut or anything. And there you go. So as you can see, what has happened here is Cubase has figured out all the chords. Let's play from here, for example.
We're sailing towards that fading light with those vintage lullabies, velvet sounds, forgotten rhymes. Now it's time for us to shine.
So, as you can see, it has figured out all the chords and we have the entire track laid out. We see the entire chord progression. Let's move on to a place where it's a little bit more advanced when it comes to chords.
Through where we share this sweet farewell, we leave, we dream on the horizon, proclaim.
Now, as you can see, even these more complex chords, no problem, it has figured them out. Let me show you another track that has a lot of extensions. Let's go to another one of my singles just because I don't want any trouble when it comes to copyright strikes. And here we have my single Emotionless. Let me show you the second way that you can use to create these chords. The only thing you need to do is you need to have a chord track inside your project. If you don't, the way to do this is you go to this plus symbol here, go to more tracks, and make sure you create a chord track. Now I already have this here, so I don't need to do this. And the next thing I need to do is go here to this track now and drag it and drop it into my chord track. So I'm going to drag and let it go. It's gonna take a couple of seconds. And boom! There we go, all the chords for this song as well. Let's see what it has done here. So as you can see, not only it has detected the chords, but also the extensions. So for example, here I have a G major 7th. Here a D 7th. And the great thing with this feature is that not only it gives you the chords, but in case one chord is not quite right, because this can happen, of course, it's an algorithm and algorithms are not always perfect. What you can do is you can double click on these chords that Cubase has detected, and we can go to the chord assistant, we'll go to detected here, and you will see that I have more suggestions. So basically Cubase tells us that, look, I think that this is a G major 7th, but it could also be a G or a G with a 6th, a G sus2, G sus4, and you know, the lower you go, the more unlikely it is that it's this chord. And the same goes with this one and with this one. So you can always double check. If you don't have a trained ear, a very good practice would be to load a piano sound or something like this. For example, here I've loaded up Halion Sonic 7 with the Eagle piano, and I'm going to play these chords. So now I'm going to solo this, and let's listen. Now, this chord is not quite right, because if we play it against the track... So this is a quite complex chord, and what you can do if you want to edit this chord is you can double click, go to the editor here, and now you can start editing this chord. In my case, I know that this chord is an F major 7th with a sharp 9. That's what it is. So this will still do 99.99% of the work for you, but sometimes, you know, if it's a very complex chord or if the chord is very unclear, you can still add your human touch, because that's what it's all about, right? And correct the chord. Actually, it's very easy to listen to the chords with the Chord Track. So who's gonna use this feature? This feature, of course, is extremely useful for remixers, for producers, for beat makers, because you can take any audio and extract the chords out of it. It could be like a solo guitar, just a guitar strumming, or a Rhodes part, or it could be samples from Splice or wherever you're using samples from. So this is not just for full tracks, right? The way I use this function is when I'm really pressed for time and I have to deliver a production. And imagine I might have a stereo file from one of my artists or a client, and they tell me, okay, I want you to produce this. If we're really pressed for time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to extract the chords, I'm going to have a listen to see that every chord is okay, and then what I'm going to do as a producer, I'm going to grab my guitar, I'm going to check what chords I have there, and I'm going to use them as charts. So I can start playing, I don't need to know the song by heart, I can just start playing B minor, then I know it's going to be a D minor 7th, G major 7th, and so on and so forth. So as a session player as well, I can use this. And of course, if I have session players, this is so good, because I can just show them the chords, they see what's going on, I can make the chord track nice and big while I'm recording them, like this. And this is a bliss. Every session player, I'm telling you, loves this feature. And this defines a good producer. How quickly and how enjoyable do you make your life to session players, to musicians, and even yourself when you're arranging and producing? Many people will say that this is kind of cheating, and you know what? I have to say, I will always encourage everyone, no matter what their level are, you know, if they're beat makers, producers, to train your ears. This is very important. This is a tool, but I don't think you should use it as crutches. You know, oh, I can't figure out the chords. I would really suggest you train your ear first, and then by all means use these tools so that they can help you out. This tool actually will allow you to analyze a track, see how the chords sound like, load a piano sound, and then start playing and listening to the chords and the qualities of the chords and the chord progressions and how they work with each other. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it useful. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already. It's free and I would really appreciate it. If you want to support what I'm doing, feel free to use the super thanks button down here, or check out one of my instruments, the Modern 80s Kit or the Apollo expansion for Patch Shop. This video is not sponsored, but if you are one of those Cubase users that didn't know about this feature and now you do, I hope I put a smile on your face. Thank you so much, my friends, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye!
We're sailing towards that